Hello viewers, it's Super GT here, back with some more online league racing. It's been a while since I did the AOR leagues, and I'm glad to announce I'll be racing in the ORL league for this season, the Porsche Supercup, at least from here to the end. We start at rounds 7 and 8 at Silverstone. So very quickly, because this is the first video of this series, I'm just going to go through the rules quickly. So the format, there is a 4-lap qualifying session followed by 2 races. So your qualifying determines your position for the first race, and then the result for the first race is reversed, and then that is the grid for the second race. And then there are actually quite a lot of people in this league, so the lobbies are split into 2. So when I race in just a moment, I am in the first lobby. So I qualified into the top lobby, or lobby A if you like. And very quickly, this paint is by TR The Flash. I'll put his link in the description to his Twitter page. So we are starting in 13th on the grid, which doesn't sound too high, but then again there are 32 drivers in total, so not too bad. So off the line we go. Not a bad start by any means, going up 1 position on the main straight past F4H Nightmare, then past Wizard as he got over the curb around the first corner. Now coming into the tricky tight section, we've got a couple of GTR guys ahead of us, so of course I am in the GTR club now, and that is Blaze just ahead of us. So coming through onto the Wellington straight, you can see it's not like a normal Forza online hopper. This is actual proper racing with actual good drivers, and it shows that it is possible to actually get around the first corner cleanly without 20 people having to die. So here we go into Luffield. This car, it seems to understeer on throttle on the exit, so you really do have to straighten the exit out quite a lot coming out of here onto the old pit straight. So now Evo Gamer is just ahead of us, so Blaze actually got up a position there. And we have TX3 Wizard behind us, who is one of the fastest players in the game. Very, very quick driver indeed. In fact, this lobby was full of very, very fast drivers. Up at the front there is F4H Racers, who was actually part of my community battle against Atax Johnson, one of the very quickest drivers in the game as well as Force 1, another F4H member. So very, very, very quick drivers in here. So very honoured to be able to, match it up with some of these guys at least. So coming down the hangar straight at the end of lap 1, it says lap 2 there, but the first lap was actually a formation lap, so this is the first proper lap. So this actually is a 10-lap race, so just take away 1 from the amount there that you can see. Into the club corner chicane, or corner, I don't even know what part is the corner. I'm looking at an international map of the Silverstone circuit. It just says club corner. I don't know which part. I don't know what part the left is. Is that a Vale? Please answer me in the comments. I don't know. But anyway, into the first corner, Abby pulling right up to the back of Evo Gamer, thinking about going for a move. I actually just nudge him. Then I'm forced to the outside, and then into the right and into the long left hairpin. I probably could go for a good move. And I just don't really have enough space to lunge for it because there was Blaze just ahead. So Evo Gamer just about able to keep it around the outside. And then as we progress to halfway through lap 3, pretty much the same kind of situation here. Evo Gamer though getting a little bit sideways on Chapel Curve coming onto the hangar straight. This is going to give me the momentum on the outside line though, admittedly, into Stowe. So braking just before the curb on the left hand side. I go a little bit too deep actually. That's going to bring Wizard into play on the exit as we come into the unknown weird Vale club corner. This one, the left, whatever it is. We make contact, and then into the right we make more contact. A bit clumsy really overall. And then Wizard makes the most of that, goes through on the both of us there, so he makes up 2 positions. I've lost 1 overall. Evo Gamer just stays where he was. This puts Davin Mate on the back of us. So we go to lap number 4. I kind of follow Evo Gamer off onto the grass. He drifts endlessly wide. He loses so much momentum. Then I'm going to go through. So I gain a 9th position back. So into the top 9. Then into Brooklands. You can see they're just bunching up a bit. Davin going through, I think. And then we moved to the end of lap 5. That was Wizard having a big moment on the curb. And that's going to hand me 8th position once again. So there we go, back into 8th position and we cross the line for lap 6. And then on lap 7, coming through Cops, onto that nasty curb, just about keeping it on. But Wizard is giving us lots of pressure. But actually I managed to reel in the pressure quite nicely until this point here. I was reeling in Blaze quite quickly. And then, well, that happened. I just totally fucked on my brake. And I have a very good reason for it. And it's here. It's 9/11. And I can confirm that the Illuminati are against me here. They caused the 9/11 Illuminati. And they're causing me having these brake issues coming into Brooklands. It's quite clear. The link is very clear there. So, final lap, it bunched up again. I'm in 9th, not too bad given the pretty bad mistake there. I think 6th place would have been possible. It wouldn't be a Super GT video without 6th place, but it isn't going to happen in this race at least. Coming to the last couple of corners, there is a chance of something happening, I guess, but it's very unlikely. This corner is fairly tricky to overtake from, especially from that kind of range. I'm not going to go for a lunge, I'm not that silly. And then coming in last couple of seconds here. It looks like we are going to finish in 9th place as we do. Racers there coming through for the win. Force 1 was in 2nd but had a disconnect, had a big lag spike or something. He retired, so I did move up 1 place past him. Highest GTR member Cami in 4th. Moshi's there in 5th. Wizard coming up into 6th. I think I could have got 6th in that one. Unfortunately not though. That is the order in reverse for the next grid, apart from Force 1 who is going to start at the back. So if you quit out from a race, you don't get to start from the front in the reverse grid race. Off the line we go. A bit of argy-bargy there as someone didn't move off the line. Tiski losing out there. Starting in 7th, going around the outside. I've got the inside line now for the left of farm curve. And I'm into 3rd. That is a decent start. Breaking on the edge of that curb. I'm going to move to the outside to let people on my right-hand side, which gives me the outside for this one. So I'm going to have 3rd place quite nicely there. TUS Riptide in the lead at this point here, so he finished towards the back of the first race, giving him a front position on the grid for this one, and Nightmare just ahead of us. We did go past Nightmare at the start of the previous race. So into Brooklands, no such brake issues on this lap. As you can see, it's lap 2 out of 12, not 9/11, which tends to help me, I think. Now coming through Luffield, coming in for a late apex so you can get on the throttle nice and early, maximising the track width and more on the exit. We're going to try and get past these two as quickly as possible, dispatch them before I get dispatched by Evo Gamer. Evo Gamer is very, very quick. He was setting lap times in the 202s, which I wasn't quite able to do. 203 seemed to be my limit, a low 203. I know I can get a 202 if I really practiced, but I just didn't really have the time. So through the Maggots and Beckett's complex, we're coming up to the Long Hanger Straight. This gives us a chance in the slipstream behind Nightmare. So we're going to tuck into it here. Or we're not actually. He kind of just drove himself onto the grass, which doesn't help. I find that driving on the grass is a bit slower, but he's chosen to go for that route today. It hasn't really worked out for him. He loses 2 positions, goes down into 4th. Promotes myself and Evo Gamer up a position each to 2nd and 3rd respectively. So Riptide now under pressure from 2 GTR guys. I'm looking for the cutback through Club Corner. And I'm just having to back out because I just didn't really have anywhere to go. Evo Gamer gives me a boost. And then we are going to progress over the line onto lap number 2. It says 3, but again, the first lap was a rolling up lap. Riptide a little bit deep into the first corner. This gives me a little bit of a run on him into the 3rd turn, and then as he moves over to the right hand side, this is going to open a massive hole on the inside. I'm going to go for the move, cover him off, just cover the inside line, and he can't really go for a cutback there. He almost thinks about it, and he just about doesn't have the momentum there to go for it. So we're going to flash forward to the end of that lap. So Evo Gamer's dispatched Riptide as well, and then this curb almost kills me. So going onto the grass, you just don't want to get your 2 wheels on the edge of that curb because it really will mess you up in big ways. Fortunately though, I had cat-like reflexes and didn't manage to kill myself. So, you know, always a bonus if you stay alive in those situations. That does though put Evo Gamer on my tail, which isn't always an easy thing to deal with. Although in these kind of cars you just got to keep cool, do your lap times, hit your apexes, hit your braking points, and then the other guys, if they're better, they'll go past you. It's up to them to make the move. So this is actually him going to make the move into the Chapel Curve. I was braking a little bit too early. I think my braking wasn't quite as consistent as it could be. Then he turns it into a Ken Block Gymkhana 10 around Silverstone. I lose a bit of momentum. Riptide's got the momentum on me. Move over to block him off. He thinks better of it. He didn't really have too much of a run into this first corner. So we carry a lot of momentum through here. So I'm actually keeping up with him, or at least 2 corners anyway, into turn 3. And then he goes a little bit deep. I could go for a move here. I was thinking about it, repeating the move of a previous lap, or 1 lap ago, and just thought better of it. I thought he was quick, Evo Gamer. He could probably tow me along. So then we move to lap number 6, and that is Force 1 moving ahead of Classic into 3rd. I have a good 500 or 600 feet margin ahead of him, so I've just got to maintain that gap to the end of the race. Lap number 9 though, through turn 1, I fall victim to the curbs once again. The curbs on this game are notoriously bad, and especially around this kind of track. And that's the 2nd time in 2 races that I have fallen victim. So Force 1 there moving ahead into 2nd. I think I could have probably held him off to the end, and that was a time warp there. So he actually skipped ahead a lap, and he actually gained maybe a second or so. He was lapping in the 202s comfortably, something that I could not quite do. Then we move to the last lap, so lap number 11 of 11. This is the situation. We have TX3 Wizard on our tail. So again, we raced him in the first race. Well, we raced everyone in this lobby in the first race, but I mean directly. We had direct competition against him in the first race, and we know how good he is. He's very good. So I'm going to do very well here to try and keep him behind for an entire lap. So coming through Aintree onto the Wellington Straight, I can see that he's around 20 feet behind, which is very, very close. I'm going to cover the inside, just force him to the outside, move back across, give him the car width though on the exit, on the outside. So he doesn't really have a route around the outside there, keeping 3rd place. I'm going to keep it very narrow here, more than I normally would. So again, he doesn't really have anywhere he can stick his nose and get past. So onto the old National Pit Straight. We go for a bit of a time warp there. Somehow he keeps up. I guess he used time warp as well. And then on the exit of Cops, getting a decent exit. Didn't really have the best line through there, but it kind of slowed him down on the apex. So Maggis and Beckett's for the final time of the video and this round. Taking it fairly nicely down into 2nd gear. I was taking that in 3rd initially, but I think 2nd's better through there. And then I'm going to use a nitrous oxide boost down the hangar straight, if you watch this. But somehow he keeps up with me. I guess he had nitrous oxide as well. So as you can see, I can see his proximity arrow, so he's obviously used nitrous oxide as well. So coming into the last couple of corners, can I keep 3rd place? In a lobby of this quality, 3rd place is really quite good, even in the reverse lobby. So going through the last couple of corners, it looks like, unless that curb completely conspires to kill me, then I am going to finish in 3rd. And actually I think that curb actually killed Wizard there at the end. So there we go, 3rd place, along with a 9th in the first race, and there are the results overall. So overall that actually puts me in 7th for the round, so I scored the 7th most amount of points. AMS Matt scored the most amount of points in the whole round, so well done to him for winning that. So there's going to be more of these races in the future. The next round isn't for another 2.5 weeks, so January the 5th, so you have to wait until next year for the next round of this, but I'm looking forward to that quite a lot, and I hope you are too. Let me know what you think of this race, guys, because it's always good to know what you think of a new series. So that is going to bring a close to this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more of the same, and please do hit that like button if you did enjoy the video. I shall see you in the next one then, guys. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.